जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Prala Narsimhadev Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Sri Sri Gaurita ki, Sri Sri Radhol Bhagavan ki, Sri 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 Jagannath Baladev Subhadramaya ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class on the occasion of Vijaya Ekadasi. Vijaya, victory. Ekadasi, the day on which you can achieve the highest victory of your life. And fortunately, we have got the right verse for that purpose. And if you follow that, you will achieve highest victory in this life, today if you like. So today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 23, verse number 16. So this verse, when we read fully, the conclusion is about the glory of holy name. So we have various knowledge sources from Vedas, from material world, from everywhere. We can follow them and become successful materially and go around different planets in this universe. But here is the verse concluding the glory of holy name. When you follow, what happens? So let us read this verse word by word, then read complete line by line. Mantrataha Tantrataha Chidram Desha Kala Arha Vastutaha Sarvam Karoti Nischidram Anusankirtanam Tva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mantrathas tantrathas chidram. Mantrathas tantrathas chidram. Desha kala arha vasutaha. Desha kala arha vasutaha. Sarvam karoti nischidram. Sarvam karoti nischidram. Anusankirtanam tattva. Anusankirtanam tava mantrastha tantrastha chidram desha kalarha vastutaha sarvam karosi nichidram Anusankirtanam tava mantratas tantratas chidram desha kala arha vastutaha sarvam karoti nischidram Anusankirtanam tava mantratas tantratas chidram desha kala arha vastutaha sarvam karosi nischidram Anusankirtanam tava mantrata tantrata chidram desha kala hara vasutaha Anusankirtanam tava mantrata tantrata chidram desha kalara vasutaha Anusankirtanam tava mantrata tantrata chidram mantrata tantrata chidram Mataji. Word to word translation. Mantrataha, in pronouncing the Vedic mantras improperly. Tantrataha, in insufficient knowledge for following regulatory principles. Chidram, discrepancy. Desha, in the matter of country. Kala, and time. Arha, and recipient. Vastutaha, and paraphernalia. Sarvam, all these. Karoti, makes. Nischidram, without discrepancy. Anusankirtanam, constantly chanting the holy name. Tava, of your Lordship. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. There may be discrepancies in pronouncing the mantras and observing the regulatory principles. And moreover, there may be discrepancies in regard to time, place, person and paraphernalia. But when your Lordship's holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nasti, Yavanasti, Yavanasti, Vivagatir Anyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Brahman Naradiya Purana. In this age of Kali, it is extremely difficult to perform Vedic ritualistic ceremonies or sacrifices perfectly. Hardly anyone can chant the Vedic mantras with perfect pronunciation or accumulate the paraphernalia for Vedic performances. Therefore, the sacrifice recommended in this age is Sankirtana, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Yagnehi Sankirtana, prayer, Yajantihi Sumedasya. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, 29th verse. Instead of wasting time performing Vedic scriptures, those who are intelligent, those who possesses good brain substance, should take to the chanting of the Lord's holy name and thus perform sacrifice perfectly. I have seen that many religious leaders are addicted to performing the yajnas and spending hundreds and thousands of rupees for imperfect sacrificial performances. This is a lesson for those who unnecessarily execute such imperfect sacrifices. We should take the advice of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yagnehe Sankirtana prayer, Jantihi Sumadesya. Although Shukracharya was a strict Brahmana, addicted to ritualistic ceremony, he also admitted, Nischidram Anusankirtanam Tava. My Lord, constant chanting of the holy name of your Lordship makes everything perfect. In Kali Yuga, the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies cannot be performed as perfectly as before. Therefore, Srila Jiva Goswami has recommended that although one should take care to follow all principles in every kind of spiritual activity, especially in worship of the deity, there is still a chance of discrepancy. And one should compensate for this by chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our Krishna conscious movement, we therefore give special stress to the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra in all activities. Om Ajnana Trimindasya Jnananjala Salakaya Chaksurutmlamena Tasme Sri Guruve Namaha Namo Mishtupadaya Krishna Padaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tamini Namaste Saraswadevi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachata Desha Tarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is a beautiful verse that we have got today. We will go deeper into each of those verses and try to understand and how various personalities have perfected their life, achieved the ultimate victory. You can achieve various, victory that are temporary, victory that are valid for 1 year, and of course here is the victory that you can achieve for the everlasting, eternity victory. And this verse is very beautiful, and some of you might have heard 2 days ago, Maharaj here on the same Asasana, he said this is one of his favorite verse in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Of course, Prabhupada also quoted this verse several times in all our activities, and concluding that in all our activities we should simply chant holy name of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, of course, who said this verse? So this is not by Supreme Lord, but this is by Shukracharya. As you all know, just to set the context, starting with appearance of Vamandev, Lord Vamandev here on the cover. So this book is very important, this verse is important, so that is indicated by the right snap that is put on the cover page. The whole has so many chapters, so many verses, but one scene that is taken. appearance of Lord Vamandev. So Lord Vamandev appeared. Then of course after that he went to the Yajna where Bali Maharaj is performing. So obviously when you have a Brahmana, elevated Brahmana or a very beautiful Brahmana, attractive Brahmana, and especially if it is a child, then you mesmerized, then offer them a worship, then please ask for some charity that you like. So then as you all know, Vamandev just requested for land just enough to put 3 footsteps, his footsteps. Bali Maharaj agreed, performed his worship of Vamandev. They requested him to take, so whatever he desires. Then Lord has covered in 1 step the entire sky, the land. In the 2nd step, he touched the Brahmaloka. Then he asked, we have to put 3rd step. So the previous chapter says, Bali Maharaj surrendered himself to the Lord. That means he says, oh Lord, please put 3rd step on my head. So Vamandev is able to win everything just by 3 steps. 3. That is why we call him a 3 Vikrama. Vikrama is victorious. Simply by 3 steps he became victorious, covered our entire universe taken. So that is another name for Lord Vamandev. So, and I'm sure all of you know, we have 3 Vikrama at the altar on the right side. 3 Vikrama, and he is the presiding deity of this Melbourne Mahaprabhu temple. Any place there is a president, correct? A country has a president, temple has a president, and then of course when we have assembly of divine deities, there is also president, and 3 Vikrama is the president. Okay, so it is very nice to remember 3 Vikrama. And of course the chapter it says, anyone who remember this glorious activities of 3 Vikrama, that is Vamandev, in any ceremony, that is the most auspicious. Any ceremony, birth ceremony, even the death ceremony, marriage ceremony, then of course ceremony to celebrate the first day of going to school. Correct? So any ceremony that you perform during that period, if you just remember the glorious activities of Vamandev, so that is the most auspicious. So therefore, reading this chapter is very auspicious at all the time. If you get bored, read this pastime. If you are very happy, read this pastime. And then there are a lot of nice instructions. Not only coming from Lord, they are also coming from persons like Śrīmad. So this is a verse by Śrīmad, statement by Śrīmad. Why is that? So after this, Lord has the 3 Vikrama taken over all the property of Bali Maharaj. Then he blessed him. He said, you know, you are such a loving devotee, ready to sacrifice everything. Atmanivedanam. So he has benedicted. There are 2 boons he has given. The first boon is, all of you, you and your grandfather Prahlad Maharaj and your associate, everybody go to Sutala planet. Then enjoy life during this Manvantara. And not only he said that I will personally be your doorkeeper. There is a danger. These are also subterranean heavenly planet, much more opulent than Indra's Loka. So there is possibility that other demons can come and attack, or even the Devatas can also come attack. They say, why should Bali Maharaj live in a better place than us? They can also attack. So therefore Lord said that I will be your personal doorkeeper. See that the protection is offering. And said after this Manvantara, the next Manvantara, you will become Indra. Even there also I will be. So this is a benediction. So after that, of course, Prahlad Maharaj was very happy. Then he said, Lord, you are the well-wisher of not only Devatas but also demons. So he agreed with the instruction. So he just did pradakshina around the Lord. Then all of them went to Sutala planet. Then the Lord asked, the Guru, Śrīmad is still there. Various expert Vedic Brahmanas are still there. So after they left, then Lord asked, Śrīmad ji, please tell me what is the discrepancy in your disciples' yajna performance. The previous, so immediately he answers in the previous verse for the first statement. He said, "My Lord, you are the enjoyer, you are the lawgiver of all the performance of sacrifice, and you are the Yajna Purusha, and person to whom all the sacrifice is offered." So he says, if one has fully satisfied you, where is the discrepancy? He is asking, instead of answering, saying that anyone who satisfied Lord, anyone who has pleased Radha Vallabha by his activities can be anything. Activities can be, offering arati, activities can be doing kirtan, activities can be coming from home to the temple, even at the age of 90, just like our Prabhu, Mahatma Prabhu, correct? And also wish that at the age of 90, I hope that I will have a ability, energy, just like Mahatma Prabhu, to come to temple. So that will be a success of our life. In Kali Yuga, living for 90 is not easy, correct? And that too, coming by walking oneself, without others' assistance, is even more glorious. And then of course, having a desire, that is more glorious. If desire is not there, you may be very perfect, very powerful, but we don't do that. So we should also have a desire. So that is very, very important. We need to wish. So anyway, so that is what he said, satisfying the Supreme Lord. If you satisfy Supreme Lord, everything auspicious, there is no discrepancy. In this verse, so you can see, he says, so there may be discrepancies in pronouncing Vedic mantra. So we want to make ultimate success of our life, or even the temporary success of life. What do we do? One, of course, you can put some effort and work on it. Other is you seek the blessings of elders. Other is you perform puja of devatas. Then of course, devatas puja means you can't directly do. You have to chant mantras. Correct? Even if you want to get a beautiful wife, there are mantras to chant. Even if you want to get a beautiful husband, wealthy husband, successful husband, whatever quality you're looking for, you have to pray to the demigods. So those mantras are there. So there can be discrepancies in chanting mantras. If you chant these mantras perfectly, pronounce perfectly, with whatever the meters, lower, middle, higher, very, very perfectly, then only you get the desired result. But if there is a discrepancy, then the result will be reverse. So there are many examples we hear. Even recently I heard from one of the sadhu. He said, so he went to America, so there was a disciple. So at some point, the disciple was not able to speak. Her voice has completely lost. One who can sing like a Subbalakshmi, but some reason the voice is lost. Can't speak. Eloquent speaker cannot speak anymore. So what happened? So they, of course, obviously first solution is we go to a doctor's. They try to do this testing, that testing. Okay, looks like health is very good. The throat is very good. So mind seems very sound. The body is very good. So having food very nicely, very strong. Everything seems good, but can't speak. Maybe we should do operation of the throat and check what is the problem. Or see the tongue, is it vibrating correctly? Correct? If the tongue is not vibrating, we can't speak. Prabhu, correct? If the tongue is cut off, we can't speak. So very difficult, impossible. Tongue is the one which is creating a sound. Tongue is the one which is tasting. Tongue is the one which is deciding whether to go food inside or throw it out. Correct? And this is very important sense. Otherwise, you might be drinking poison also. Vocal cord. Yes. Yes, vocal cord. So thought they can do operation. But meanwhile, so she also consulted some sadhus as well. So sadhus ask, of course sadhus won't ask question like, physical things. But they're asking, did you chant some mantras? Whom are you praying? How are you chanting? He says, I am not praying anything, so I'm not doing any much puja. Anyway, but what they discovered was that, so this lady who was American, so she was playing Gayatri Mantra. When you're going from, say, from home to the office, so, if you are living far away, you have to come through highways and so on, and or you come through the roads where there are a lot of signals and so on. So she was playing Gayatri Mantra. Sometime repeating also, especially when you stop at signal. So signal means 1 2 minute. During that period, you also try to do Om Bhur Bhuvasaha Tassavitur Varneham Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhyayana Prachodaya. Like that you do. But those who are maybe in American English accent, so if they were trying to chant, there may be discrepancy. Correct? So if you suddenly first time you come to Australia, you try to speak to somebody, you don't understand what they are speaking. Even though they are speaking English. Correct? But once you are here, get used for some period, then we understand. Similarly, an Australian or American, visit India or speak to Indian person first time, they may not understand. For example, when Modi went to meet Trump in Washington, DC, so recently, when they were speaking, so Modi, although very eloquent speaker, but he didn't speak him in English. He speaks in Hindi, and at that time there will be one translator who will translate in American style to Trump. And the Trump, of course, he will also speak. Then another person translate to Hindi style that this Modi can understand. Correct? You see, even though President, third time Prime Minister of a country, and second time President of America, they are not able to converse, even after meeting, and they always say, oh, he's my dear friend. Both of them always say. You see in the newspaper, they say, my dear friend Trump. And Trump says, my dear friend Modi. But they can't speak to each other. And they hosted, how do you Modi? Then Namaste Trump. All that they did, but still didn't happen. You see, after 10, 15 years of interaction, still there can be discrepancy. That is why Modi didn't want you to take a chance. Nor Trump wanted to take a chance. Because, when you're giving press conference, if you say something wrong, people will catch that and make a big fuss out of it. And so much of fuss that you can't sleep that day, night. So you have to take help of alcohol. But Modi may not drink alcohol. But he only drinks hal. Hal means milk. Alcohol, in our language, we call halu means milk. Alcohol means, the intoxicant. So those who drink alcohol, maybe they might get sleep, but the person can't. However, you can see, but possibly only holy name is the solution. But anyway, this pronunciation, correct pronunciation is very important. So you can see this lady, she improperly pronounced Gayatri Mantra over a period of time, in the process lost the voice also. But the goal is to sing very nicely. That is the goal. So the result became reverse. So that is the recent example. Then of course if you go to Shastras. In Shastras, the demons, usually they somehow want to take over Indra's position. They fight. Sometimes they may not want to fight. They want to perform some yajna just to defeat Indra. So there have been such instances in the Shastra also. So there what to do? So the reverse can be very, negative. Of course there are positive also. If you perform a yajna with the perfect pandits, perfect brahmanas who can recite the verse perfectly, reciting with different meter, different tone and perfectly, so then you will achieve success. So of course, what is the ultimate success? Possibly elevating yourself to the heavenly planet. Once you elevate heavenly planet, obviously what do you do there? Enjoy the facilities, enjoy the amrita, instead of drinking water or alcohol, you drink something else. So then the longevity of life will increase, strength will increase. So you enjoy the company of the beautiful woman like Ramba, Urvasi and so on. So that is the achievement. But at some point, when the pious credit is over, you have to come back. So that is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also. In the most confidential knowledge, chapter 9, verse 29, he says, Kisne punya mritalokam visanti. So of course we go to Sargalokam by our pious activity or performing yajna to Indradev or Varunadev or Chandradev. So you go there. Then after that, after your punya, the pious credit is over, you have to come back to the Mrtuloka. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Punarapi janani, jatare sayanam. Correct? So samsara chakra, birth and death, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. That's what happens. So therefore, what is the point in performing this? Again, not ultimate. So it is imperfect only. So now coming to this, some of these demons who performed, yajna and requested brahmanas and rishis to recite those verses that help them to kill Indra. So this Indra Shastru Vardasva. Indra Shastu Vardasva. Indra Shastu Vardasva. So now, depending upon how you pronounce this, the result can be, so may the enemy of Indra flourish, or result can be opposite also. So Indra Shatru Vardasva. So there was demon called Vrata. So this Vrata performed one yajna and requested his priest to pronounce it nicely so that his enemy Indra can be vanquished. Or this enemy can flourish, either of them. So if they pronounce nicely, Indra Shatru Vardasva. So at that time, the enemy of Indra flourishes. But one of these priests, little bit more favorable to that Indra. So instead of saying Indra Shastru Vardasva, he said Indra, then wait a little bit, Shatru Vardasva. Then that is called, so opposite. So that became, instead of may the enemy of Indra flourish, he says Indra, may Indra, the enemy flourish. So as a result, the enemy of Vrata flourished. So you can see, just by pronunciation and splitting the word, and instead of saying low pitch, you say the Shatru high pitch. So it became reverse. So therefore, discrepancy can be there. So that is what Śrīmad is saying, that there can be discrepancies in pronouncing Vedic mantras. Improper pronunciation can give improper result. The next is Tantras Chidram. Chidram means discrepancy. Tantrastaha. So this Tantra, of course, performing certain vows, big rituals, not only reciting mantra but also performing rituals. And rituals can go for a year. Some rituals can be just 10 minutes, some can be 1 hour, some can be year long. Yeah, these days even if you want to perform 1 hour ritual to remove influence of Shani, they ask you to pay 40,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees in India itself. You say, all those people who go through this astrology, and they say, these are our house, and somehow this your important critical house, this Shani Mahatma is sitting there. Because of that you are not getting first rank. Because of that you are not getting married. Because of that you are not getting job. Because of that you are not happy. Because of that you have so many problems. So many. Padam, padam, ipadam. Of course, in this world there are dangers everywhere. Anyway, so what is the solution? So solution is, just like if you have got some health problem, this problem, you go to medical doctor. So in this case, medical doctor don't know how to remove Shani from the place. Therefore, you do some mantra chanting or yajna. So they ask huge amount of money to do that on your behalf. You can see. So that can last for half an hour. Some of them can last for a day. But in this, there are cases where some can last for years. So if you go to the previous, like say 6th canto, so there, once Mother Diti, she was to kill Indra. Why? You all know that when Hiranyakasipu and Hiranyaksha was killed by Varadev and Narsimhadev. At that time, this Diti became very unhappy. Of course, Vishnu has killed, but she is not so unhappy on Vishnu. She is unhappy because Vishnu has killed on behalf of Indra. Because this Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakasipu, somehow they want to take over the place of Indra. Now they took over the place. So what to do? So Vishnu has to come to kill some of the demons on behalf of Indra. So therefore she was more angry on Indra. Not only that, he is the son of Mother Aditi, co-wife. Usually there is a rivalry, enmity. Correct? The second wife or the first wife of my husband, that son is flourishing, whereas my sons are killed. Already there is enmity. On top of it, one is favored by Vishnu and ruling the Indra planet, Indraloka. So therefore, little more in this enmity, all those combined together. So therefore, she has decided to perform some, vrata to kill Indra. Obviously, she has taken help of her husband. Without her husband help, nothing is possible. Of course, in Kali Yuga, everything is possible. But in previous Satya Yuga, those Yuga, they always took help of her husband, Kashyapa Muni. So once he has, please, Kashyapa Muni asked him, please give me a solution. Give me a son who can kill Indra. So Kashyapa Muni did tell her. So he has told her to perform Vishnu Vrata. So this is called Pumsavarta ritualistic ceremony. So that ritualistic ceremony has to be performed for 1 year. And he tells so many things, how to perform worship, then when to eat, then if you want to go for sleep, after eating, make sure that you wash your teeth, wash your leg, after washing properly, in a pure state you go and sleep. So this news obviously went to Indra. Indra thought what to do. So now Mother Diti is going to get a son who is going to kill me. So therefore he thought, anyway, let me go and serve her. So he came and started offering service to her so nicely. And here Diti is performing so nicely Vaishnava rituals. And he got frightened. Looks like, she is going to get a son who is going to kill me. But one day he found that this Mother Diti, after having prasada, obviously she has prepared, then offered the bhoga to the Lord Vishnu, then of course accepted their prasada. She was living a life of perfect Vaishnava. But that day she forgot to wash her leg and wash her teeth, but without that she slept. That's the discrepancy. Kashyapa Muni warned her, suppose if there is any discrepancy in following this, this process, you will get a son who will become friend of Indra instead of enemy. Result will be reverse. Correct? She wanted enemy, one who can kill Indra. But the result will be one who will protect Indra if there is a small discrepancy. So Kashyapa Muni knew. So therefore he has given very complex this process that she has followed for 1,000 years. Elsewhere in Vishnu Purana it says 100,000 years. So she followed that verse so perfectly, perfect Vaishnavi. Then this small discrepancy, what happened? So Indra took this advantage. Now there is a discrepancy. So Indra also has Ashtasiddhi. He can become smaller than smallest, bigger than biggest also. So he became like a atom, enter into the womb through nostril, then inside went there and took his sword and chopped up. So into 7 pieces. And they are saying, hey Indra, we are your brothers. He is saying that please don't cry. Romat. That's why he called Marut. But anyway, then again he became angry, he cut them again. That 7 pieces, another 7 pieces, became 49. And when they appeared, the sons were born. This mother Diti became surprised. I was expecting 1 son. Now I end up giving so many sons. 7 into 7. 49 sons. So what to do? She was very surprised. But anyway, she learned that, by that time she all became very, very peaceful. Because she followed for thousands of years Vaishnava principles and lived a life of perfect Vaishnavi. So she became very compassionate, no problem. So then they end up becoming, friend of Indra. Then finally they all actually elevated to demigod status. They become demigods. Why? Because in the womb, they heard all they have observed the ceremony of worshipping Lakshmi Narayana, and then of course various Vishnu Sahasranama, continually she was doing, and because of that, they got influenced from those holy name, then they end up becoming demigods. You can see. But so this Vrata can be, following all the steps perfectly, very difficult. So you can see here, so he is saying that there can be discrepancy in pronouncing mantra, then following the tantra, that is following regulative principles. Chidram discrepancy. Also desha, that is the place where you perform this, that is also important. Correct? If you want to do, for example, dip in holy water, dumki. Dumki means dip. So where do you dip today? The best place to dip is Prayag, where Mahakumbha is happening. But you might say, no, why don't I go to this river in Melbourne? Correct? So you go and dip. Will you be purified? No, result can be reversed. There is so much of dirt floating around. Yara river, you come out. Yeah. So reverse result is not as powerful as that one. And even the place, chanting. So you can come and hear and chant very peacefully in the assembly of all the devotees in the Radhavallabha temple. And especially on Ekadashi day. Ekadashi, we know that even if you chant 1 round perfectly, it is equivalent of the impact will be something like 1,000 rounds. This is what Shastra says. The right place. And with association, right people around with you and the right time. But you can also chant in beach also. But depends on time. Suppose it is a very cold day, no problem, you are alone there and chanting. If the weather is perfect, 30 degree or 40 degree, what happens? So many people come with dress or no dress, naked, a dress, whatever. There can you chant very nicely? Unless you are Mahabhagavat. Correct? If you are a Namacharya Haridas Thakur, yes, you can chant. But people like me, if you chant there with everybody naked going around, how will I chant? The mind will, take me to all the universes. So very danger. So this Kala. So Desha, Kala. Then Arha, qualified person, qualified recipient. And we should have a company of qualified people. Chanting in the company of Mahatmas will elevate us. But unless, of course, those who are Mahatma themselves like Haridas Thakur, if they chant even in the presence of a prostitute, they don't fall down. Instead, they can promote, elevate that prostitute or such personality. Those are different, but we can't do that. So that is possible only with right people. Then of course, to Vastutaha, to perform all these yajnas and mantras, Vedic rituals, ceremonies, we need paraphernalia. What are the paraphernalia we need? We need a pure ghee. We need a pure brahmana. a Pandita who can pronounce perfectly. So much of opulence is necessary to perform yajna. So Prabhupada, he says, there are many these so-called spiritualists, they are addicted to performing yajna in a big way and spending thousands of rupees. And of course, now you are spending thousands of dollars also. Correct? And if you know that this person has come from Australia, America, Europe, and the priest will increase his remuneration also. Initially, you might say 10 rupees, okay. But if you know that you come from other place, you will say minimum 10,000, otherwise no darshan of Sakshi Gopal. Correct? How many of you went to Sakshi Gopal? Yes? Yeah. Sakshi Gopal, you go there, the priest is standing there. You put 10 rupees. For if it is the Indian audience, he will say, okay, Lord Sakshi Gopal, bless you and all, he will, okay, no problem. But if you know that you are not from that place and there, 10 rupees, he will say, not even look at you. You have to put some 500, 1,000 or something to get the same blessing. The rate will increase. So all the very expensive process. So therefore, discrimination can be very, very dangerous. So therefore, what is the solution? Even Sukracharya himself is saying? He is saying, Sarvam karoti nischidram. You may perform all of those, but nischidram. What is the nischidram? Anusankirtanam toha. Anusankirtanam. Sankirtanam, you know. So doing holy name chanting together with many devotees, that is Sankirtana. So Kirtana in the society of in the association of society, that is number of people. Anu Sankirtana. Anu means constantly. Sometimes some persons have names like Anuradha. One who is in constant company of Radha. Here Anu Sankirtana. One who is constantly in the performing Sankirtana. So that is Anu Sankirtana. Ta means he is saying that, oh Lord, your holy name. Those who are constantly chanting of your holy name, there is no discrepancy. Not only saying that, everything is faultless. There is no fault result. So it may not be 100% perfect, but result is always there. So you may not be pronouncing properly holy name of Krishna, but still result is there. You may not be thinking about Krishna, but you are still chanting. Thinking something else, but you just share that name. And we have beautiful examples of this. So even if the person maybe chant with impurity, no proper place. We have this, the same thing in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 6th canto, example of Ajamil. Ajamil, as you all know, was a perfect, pure Brahmana. But somehow he got a glimpse of Sudras, they were giving hug to one prostitute. Then his mind got attracted. Somehow he left the home, sold the home, left wife, left children, everybody, left parents, and then went and started living in the prostitute house, enjoying with her. Then obviously he produced number of children. He produced 10 of those, 10 children. But he named last son as Narayana. Obviously like this he spent time, went on, he became 70, 75, 80, 90. One day obviously this is not a permanent place. So his time up, time is expiring. Immediately Yamadutas have come to take him. Because Yamadutas will come when our sins are like a mountains of sin. He has broken all the Vedic things, what not to do. But because Brahmanas knows what to do and what not to do. Correct? So he has done everything what not to do. All of them perfectly. Stealing, killing, lying, not taking care of parents, not taking care of wife, not taking care of children, only taking care of this prostitute, then producing children through her, then doing all kinds of nonsense. So much of sins he performed. Therefore, Vishnu, who have come? So these Yamadutas have come to take him. At that time he got frightened. Not only frightened, he was little bit, close to the small son, the last son. He is thinking, my son is just 5-year-old. How will he take care if these Yamadutas take me? In that, out of frightness, he said, Narayana. Immediately, Vishnu Dutas have come. You can see, so there may be discrepancy. The place, where is he chanting this Narayana? In the prostitute house. No time, no regulation, nothing. But still, so he was protected. You can see, chanting this holy name is so glorious that even if you chant holy name of Lord Narayana, Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Rama, Lord Narasimhadev, even at wrong time, by wrong person, no arhate, there is no qualification. Even they achieved the success. So as you all know, after that Vishnu came, then they allowed him, okay, no problem, your life is continued a little bit. Then he went to Haridwar, performed, chanting continuously, became very pure. And then of course within a year, Vishnu Dusas came with their aeroplane, Puspaka Vimana, and took him to Vaikuntha Loka. So achieved success. So there is the power of chanting. And of course in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, elsewhere in various places, there are many beautiful verses explaining this chanting, the importance of holy name. Especially in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is full of faults, ocean of faults. So in one of the verses, Sukadeva Goswami says, but there is one good quality. He says, Kalor dosha nidhi rajan. Kalor dosha nidhi means it's a ocean of faults. Dosha means faults, full of faults. But asati eko mahan guna. But there is one mahaguna. Maha means great quality. And what is that great quality? Kirtanida eva Krishnasya. But simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, they can overcome all the difficulties of life, whatever may be difficulty, whatever may be challenges, and they can be promoted to the kingdom of Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can see even in Kali Yuga. So therefore, in this impure state, impure place, so he says, this is the best guna, mahaguna. Simply by chanting holy name, they can go ahead. Of course, Sukadeva Goswami also says that we know that in Satya Yuga, so in Satya Yuga, Krite Yada Dhyayatam Vishnu. In Satya Yuga, they can perform all this meditation on Lord Vishnu. In Treta Yuga, they can perform great yajna. Because that time they still had a perfect brahmanas, they can perform. And in, of course, Dwapara Yuga, they can perform Lord's worship in an opulent way very nicely. But in Kali Yuga, not possible. How many of us can do the puja of Radha Vallabha for 20 minutes? Just for example, Arati. Can we do Arati for 20 minutes? No. In 20 minutes, everything is over. Correct? Suppose you are doing Arati like this, 20 minutes, like this, like this, like this. In 10 minutes only, that will fall down. Because hand is paining so much, we can't hold. But on the other hand, in Dwapara Yuga, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, they are doing this for thousands of years. We can't. So this is very difficult. That is why even the Arati is also just minimized. Prabhupada knows our problem. That's why I just set it to, in 20 minutes, finish everything. So very simplified, completely simplified. So therefore he says, in Kalotad Hari Kirtanat, so simply by performing Hari Kirtan, you can achieve the same result that you would have achieved in Satya Yoga, performing thousands of years of tapas, thousands of opulent yajna, or even Lord worship. But in Kali Yuga, no problem, just simple chanting holy name. So that is why we say, Kali Yuga Nama Rupa Krishna Avatara. In Kali Yuga, Krishna has appeared in the form of holy name. Suppose if Lord himself appeared in his own form, we are not so much qualified to perform his seva, nor we have energy to do it. So therefore he says, don't worry. I have just come in the form of Nama. We say Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. Just Nama, simple Nama. You just chant wherever you like, whenever you like. So that's why we say there is no fast and hard rules for chanting. So you don't have to be perfectly qualified, pure person to chant. For Vedic mantra, you need to be pure Brahmana. Your state of mind need to be pure. Also externally cleaned, internally cleaned. Then you perform and there is high chance that you obtain desired result. Otherwise, negative. In Kali Yuga, that's why we say Kalo Sudra Sambhava. All of them who are born in Kali Yuga, by default they are Sudras. One may be born to a parents of Brahmanas, but there is no, according to Shastras, in Kali Yuga, all of them are Sudras only. Because nobody is following perfect philosophy. Nor their mindset of Brahmana, husband and wife, pure, thinking only Krishna at the time of conceiving, that is also not there. Everybody in spirit of enjoyment. Kali Yuga means enjoying spirit. Some or the other. Some may want to enjoy by drinking alcohol. Some may want to enjoy by having some great power. Some may want to enjoy by controlling other people. Correct? Some people derive the joy by doing these things. So therefore, in Kali Yuga, all these faults. So easiest is this chanting. And because they are all Sudras, so they can't go for other methods. The discrepancies are there. Results will be negative. Therefore, better do this Kirtana. So that is why he is concluding that your Lordship, holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless. Nischidram anusankirtanam tva. That is the last word. Anusankirtana. Constant chanting of your Lord name, your name, Hare Krishna mantra, or Lord Rama name. So that gives you always auspicious. Called Shivam, Shivam, Shivam. Shivam means auspicious. Shivam, all auspicious. Continuous auspicious only as you chant. Of course, we know Prabhupada. Prabhupada has started this Hare Krishna movement, this society, internal society for Krishna consciousness, simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Alone, no company also. He just sat below that tree in Tompkins Square in New York in 1966. He just chanted the Hare Krishna. Then slowly some people coming around and became a society. So simply by chanting, one can not only purify themselves, they can purify everybody else. So this is a glory. So and then chanting, hearing the Hare Krishna mantra inside the womb or outside the womb. So this Prahlad Maharaj, they heard holy name, glory, holy name inside the womb. He came out as a devotee. And there are many who heard outside. All these Prabhupada disciples, most of them were hippies. Hippies who are mostly interested in taking intoxication, smoking, illicit sex, all those things that we say don't do, but they were addicted to those. But they heard this Hare Krishna mantra and they were chanting. So that is why there is no qualification necessary to start chanting. Person may be the first class hippie, the top hippie. In fact, all these hippies thought Krishna is another hippie. Because Krishna is also enjoying and Krishna is also flowing food. Oh, he is also enjoying like us. So he started following Hare Krishna and slowly, because Krishna's name is very powerful, just like a medicine. Medicine, they may not know what this medicine is. Like, like doctor, like Mahatma Prabhu can prescribe a medicine for your problem. We don't know what is the content of this medicine. But when we take this medicine, medicine has an effect. Similarly, holy name, we may not know what is the glory of this holy name. And where it came from, you don't know. Of course, Prabhupada knew and Shastra says, Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtana. So this Harinam Sankirtana actually came from Goloka. But they don't know. They thought here is one old man, so seems very interesting, he's chanting. Let's chant with him. So they just chanted, become perfected. And of course, now we see the tree which is called Hare Krishna tree. Even the tree has become Hare Krishna tree. Glorified. Otherwise, the tree may be nothing. You can see, having a right person at place, even the unglorious person becoming glorious. Even the tree which may be very low in consciousness, but that tree is becoming Hare Krishna tree. You can see all this achieved. You can see. So this is a statement. This verse is very, very popular. It is not only Lord's statement, it is not just Lord's statement, it is Śrīmad statement, who is also a very perfect Brahmana, but somehow he became Brahmana priest for the demons. But however, when Lord asked him, he has given a perfect answer. So first one is, when someone pleases Supreme Lord, where is the discrepancy? There is no fault. The first. Second, yes, we may perform all these Vedic rituals, mantra, tantra, but full of chidram, full of discrepancy. And of course, now here is your holy name, which can be chanted at any place, any time, by any person. But that chanting is so powerful that it will produce all auspicious result. No fault. Yeah. So you can see. So this is how all the personalities have become successful. And Prabhupada finally says, in our Hare Krishna moment, we therefore give special stress to the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra in all our activities. All activities. Activities can be even during prana pratishtha. Prana pratishtha means installing the deity, invoking the life into the deity. Even during time, you have to perform Vedic rituals. You take one kushagras. Oh Lord, please appear in your eye, please appear in your nose, please appear in teeth, please appear in your ear, please appear in your leg, in your lotus feet, everywhere. Explicitly one mantra for each of these sangha, very minute parts, the request. That is why when you take shelter of the deity's lotus feet, it is as good as taking shelter of Lord Krishna, because Lord has come. So that is why after Prana Pratishtha, that is why we offer Lord breakfast, lunch, dinner, chit-chat, everything at right time. If you don't offer, what happens? The deities look morose, not happy. Of course, we may not be able to recognize that, but if you are a Mahabhagavat, you can do that. Prabhupada simply by entering into the temple, he can say whether the deities are taken care well or not. Some places he went, what is this? Deities are not taken care well. They are saying, no, we are gorgeously decorated, blah, blah, but not offering prasada, sometimes skipping also. No Rajbhog Arti today. No Rajbhog prasada bhoga for you. Like that, little bit whimsically they read. So Prabhupada can recognize. The Mahabhagavat can recognize. So who can bring the, prana to the deity. So therefore, even during that prana pratishtha, we need to still chant Hare Krishna mantra. When the Vedic Brahmanas are doing this, at that time, still Kirtan is going on, Hare Krishna Kirtan. Even during initiation program. During initiation program, when the yajna was being performed at that time, still Maharaj had the request, devotees to chant Hare Krishna mantra. All the time. Because the discrepancy there. Even Maharaj was saying that it seems he went once to the marriage program. So the Vedic marriage, they organize a big havan, big kunda, yajna is going on. And then these Brahmanas, obviously, they won't remember. The memory is not perfect in Kali Yuga. Correct? So they will read this book, something they saw like that. Then in closing, he moved like 2 pages turned. Then he's still chanting. So it seems that the marriage, the verse, instead of that, they are chanting, by skipped some pages, they were chanting the verses that you chant during ceremony of sannyasa diksha. Just like we have mantra during first initiation, second initiation and sannyasa time. So they're chanting. It can happen. So of course Maharaj was saying they don't know whether marriage lasts or not, sannyasa. But anyway, ultimately they go to sannyasa. This is at least better. Chanting sannyasa mantra during marriage. You say, okay, no problem, another 25 years you enjoy, then you become sannyasi. Maybe you can say corroborate, okay, all right. But I even heard that in some places they are chanting, which mantra is chanting? The mantra that you chant during funeral ceremony, during marriage. These rich people organize and they're chanting. And at that time, this Brahmana is chanting. Nobody knows anyway. Correct? No one knows. So, and then of course, even if you tell them, people say, no, keep quiet. Now it already happened. So, influence. So, it can happen. So, therefore, the Brahmanas also sometimes they are expert in pronouncing, but they may not know the meaning. Therefore, by mistake, they can just chant wrong mantra and give a wrong result. So these all are, so that is why Sukracharya himself is saying, he is saying during Satya Yuga, during those ages, in the presence of Lord, he is saying that, we are performing yajna, but there are discrepancies. But if they chant your holy name, anusankirtana, nischidram, no discrepancy, no faults, everything auspicious. So we also can make it, our life successful simply by taking easiest method. We want easy method. So chanting holy name is the easy method. Performing big karma kanda is very difficult. Performing big yajna is difficult. Performing big meditation is difficult. Therefore, simply by chanting holy name, one can achieve highest. So that is param padam. Otherwise, padam vipadam. Otherwise, full of danger. But when you chant holy name, when you think of Krishna all the time, then of course every time become a auspicious. Then you achieve param padam. So this step that you take, this step will take you to Vaikuntha Loka. Param, the highest. Param means supreme. Supreme is Vaikuntha Loka. Supreme is Goloka Vrindavan. Within Vaikuntha Loka, any place, any planet is the perfect. Of course, those who want to have a loving relationship with Krishna, they can go to Vaikuntha Loka. So chanting is very, very glorious. Then of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Cheto Darpana Marjana. So our heart become pure, then we can easily go to Krishna Loka, easily develop love of Godhead, which is the ultimate success everyone wants to achieve. So this is so glorious of holy name. So that is why Prabhupada is concluding that we recommend chanting of Hare Krishna mantra in all our activities. That's why we do. Any program, Hare Krishna chanting only. During any arati, Hare Krishna chanting. During any celebration, whether it is a Nityananda Trodasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day, or Sri Krishna's Janmashtami, or Radhasmi, or Lord Rama's appearance day, any day, even during marriage, even during death ceremony, birth ceremony, everywhere, simply chanting Hare Krishna mantra, because it is prescribed here in this canto, especially this verse. And this is endorsed by Supreme Lord, in person. This is not something imagined and told. So Lord Vamandev is there in front of Trivikrama, and here is the perfect Brahmana, and even if the discrimination, because he cursed, the Śrīmad cursed his disciple, but later he is saying that, even though I curse, but because he satisfied you, perfect. And because chanted holy name, perfect. Yeah. With that, let me stop here. So thank you, Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. You have question? So please ask Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Professor Rajkumar from Melbourne University. Wonderful class. You were saying about that voice. So it can be problem with the vocal cord. It can be paralysis of vocal cord. It can be tumor. It can be just nodule. Once they are nodule, then the vocal cord, when they vibrate, the voice will be husky. So there are a lot of problems. But by Mahaprabhu's mercy, Nityananda's mercy, everything is like. Yeah, you know about yesterday, we lost Jagannath Prabhu's wife yesterday, 3:30. State she has gone to spiritual world. She was giving such nice lectures, so authentic, She was researching from everywhere, and and at times her voice was a bit husky. So I had to tell her, please drink some water. So she drank water, and then she was speaking. So very, very important, as you said, chanting the holy name is the most. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So you are the material doctor. You're the doctor of this body, you know how to take care, even the problems of voice, problems of hand, problems of mind, material problems. But obviously, Lord today has given us solution from all the problems. Material problem, spiritual problem, any problem. So no vipadam. Everything is, every step that we do, param padam. Yeah, thank you, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for coming.
Hare Krishna. Holy name is the
Śrīmad
answer.
Bhāgavatam ki. Jai.